tonight.
Where did you find them? In our bedroom.
The real deal on bed bugs.
Bed bugs are pest number one in the Western world right now.
Once a feature of seedy hotels, they've gone mainstream.
Pulls a sheet and sees that there are insects all over the inside of the bed and on himself.
And no one wants the blame.
I'm wondering why you won't pay for the cost of their bed bug treatment.
Find out how to beat the bugs.
It's so icky.
And what's cracking at your house?
Free run, free range. Then there's chickens that were fed a great deal of flax.
Better eggs or just better marketing?
Is there any evidence that a happier chicken provides a healthier egg?
Wendy Mesley puts eggs to the test.
Please educate me.
Get what you need to know right now. We're on a hunt for something nobody wants to talk about.
Here we are. Where do we look first?
Well, the first place you want to start looking for them is in and around the bed.
Something everybody wants to keep secret.
What you want to look for is dark spots.
Evidence of something that's on the rise.
What's this?
Now, those are dark spots.
3 of them. This could be evidence.
This could be.
Bed bugs. They're checking into major hotel chains, creeping through apartment buildings, maybe even your home.
So do you do this when you check into a hotel room?
Oh yeah, every time.
Bed bugs are no longer just the subject of a harmless nursery rhyme. They're the culprits behind a secret shame and blame game. And as we discover, you pay the price when the bed bugs bite. To get a close-up look at the critters, we meet up with Eric Silyander, an entomologist grad student at Simon Fraser University.
The scientific name for them is Cymex selectularius, but yes, they are otherwise known as the common bedbug. They're nocturnal, so they usually only come out at night when their host is very much asleep. Their primary host is humans, and they feed strictly on blood. It's their only source of nutrition.
There they are.
In Vancouver, Melody Seelings had first-hand experience with bed bugs too. She holds on to a couple as evidence.
Where did you find them? In our bedroom.
What part of your bedroom?
By our bed frame.
What did you think when you saw those?
I don't know. It was somewhat a mixture of disgust and defeat. Yeah.
When the first bites appeared, Melody thought they were just a rash.
You want to itch it, but it hurts to itch, and they're hot and they burn.
But her boyfriend, Ben, had no trace of the bites.
And I was getting 12 to 20 bites a night. Yeah, go to sleep with that thought. You just don't sleep. You don't sleep.
So we're going to check in here.
This is how we have to store a mattress in this mattress cover for the next 18 months.
So this wasn't on your mattress before?
No. We bought this in order to lock the bugs in here because they can live for 18 months without feeding.
These are bloodstains?
These are the bugs that when you roll over and you crush them at night, and they leave little bloodstains on your mattress. He just had a nice feed.
Check out how Melody tries to protect herself before going to bed.
So I sleep with mittens on and a hood on every night now.
And it doesn't stop there. Afraid of being shunned, Ben and Melody don't tell their friends for months.
We can't have friends over for dinner because we're too embarrassed. I mean, we don't have anyone over. I mean, it's just...
And the public opinion is that if you have bed bugs, your house is dirty.
And so, I mean...
It's a very big...
stigma.
Exactly, which is not true. Because our house is pretty clean and still, we have them.
Back in the lab, it's feeding time. Entomologist Eric needs to keep the colony alive to figure out their M.O.
Wow, it's fast. You just locked right on.
Yeah.
Can you feel anything?
Yeah, he's probing right now.
Oh, look, you can see the blood filling up in there. The little red line. Is he getting bigger?
He will.
It'll take a little bit more time before he really starts to plump up. How about you, Erica? Do you want to try one?
I don't know. Sure. In the name of research, why not? It's not going to run up under my jacket.
No, he'll probably just stop and start eating right away. Here we go. Down it goes. There he is.
It's so icky. And to think that this happens in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. No wonder they get upset when people learn they have bed bug bites.
Trouble is, bed bugs can be hard and expensive to get rid of.
Most of the pesticides on the market today, the bed bugs are starting to develop some resistance to, so pest management practices have changed.
Scientists have worked for years developing insecticides.
In the old days, we coated our homes with pesticides like DDT, wiping out the bugs. Of course, these bug killers were toxic and got banned. Now, thanks to increased international travel, the bed bug is back with a vengeance. Ben and Melody don't know how they got them, but they know who to call to get rid of them. Brett Johnston's worked in pest control for 15 years. He's never seen such a bedbug problem.
They are the most difficult pest to get rid of right now, by far. Bar none.
Worse than cockroaches.
Way worse than cockroaches.
Fleas.
Way worse than fleas.
Termites. Spiders.
Yeah, everything. Bed bugs are pest number one in the Western world right now. Everybody's having a problem with them.
Yep, everybody. From Toronto to Ottawa, Saskatoon, Halifax, Calgary, Quebec City. Pest control companies are busy. And Brett says the problem's often in high-end hotels. He won't tell us which ones. It's top secret. But he does say that almost every major hotel chain in Canada has had bed bugs. And so nobody sees it, some hotels bring in pest control in the middle of the night.
So how many bed bug calls do you get?
We did 47 units yesterday. Our percentage increase was about, from last year to the year prior, was about 300%. This year, it's about 600%. These are transient bugs that hitchhike on people and their stuff. So the more people you have going through, the more chance you will have of having bed bugs in that location.
No wonder hotels are prime candidates for bed bugs.
It's just fluff.
Yes.
Killer fluff.
Eric checks out 3 Vancouver hotels with me to see what we can find. Give tips to spot bed bugs.
You use the fecal signs on the sheets is usually more of a warning sign to start looking more closely. And the next spot to check is probably at the headboard. So we can just usually pop these right off.
Oh. Why the headboard?
It's just a very short trip into their next meal.
What we're doing may seem extreme, but bed bugs can be tough to find.
So they do like to wedge themselves into tight spots as much as possible. That's why you usually find them in the seams of mattresses and the piping. It's nice and safe. I don't see any signs of bugs here.
Eric knows where to look. You'd think hotel staff would, too. Daily inspection is a hotel's best defense. But we spoke to a housekeeper in a popular hotel. Even after an infestation, her hotel did nothing to educate its staff, offered no training to spot the bugs. They say New York's the city that never sleeps. Probably a good thing, since it's also the bedbug capital of North America. Like a lot of tenants, when the bugs moved into Caitlin Heller's apartment, her first fear? Being blamed.
You know, I was afraid to call my super. I was afraid that he was going to say that I had brought them in, which I hadn't.
Caitlin was determined to out the problem. So she set up a blog, a safe haven for anonymous victims. And the messages started pouring in, hundreds a day.
They just come to me asking, what can I do? What do I do? How do I deal with this? Please tell me I'm not alone. There's a fear that if they tell someone they have bed bugs, that they will be shunned. It's sort of almost like, admitting you have an STD.
Yikes! Maybe that whole shame game is the reason a New Jersey woman backs out of an interview with us. Her story's on this website using a pseudonym. At this Vancouver hotel, she says she picked up an unwelcome souvenir. The hotel clerk admitted her room was treated for bed bugs before her arrival, but there were still bugs in the room. After a ruined vacation, she warns people to stay away.
Here's another hotel we should take a look at.
All right.
With the help of Eric Silyander, we go back to that hotel, the scene of the infestation, to see whether the creepy critters have checked out.
Is this anything, Eric?
No, that just looks like a fleck of dirt. Again, you can see it's just a dry particle.
Hang on.
What's that?
What do you think that could be?
Could that be blood?
Could potentially be. Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
In the end, we don't find any bugs in this hotel or the two others we check. But Eric doesn't let hotels off scot-free.
They could easily be in another room on another floor.
Do you think they're out there? Do you think the hotels we looked in today had bed bugs?
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Back at her Vancouver apartment, Melody's doing everything possible to say bye-bye bed bugs. So far, it's cost her over $2,000.
This is what used to be our couch.
What happened to the rest of it?
Well, we had to get rid of it because we didn't know if it was infested or not, and we didn't know the degree of it, so we...
You're sitting on a 5-inch piece of foam.
That's how we've been living for the past few weeks, yeah. And so this is my dresser. We don't have anywhere to place him in the bedroom anymore.
Ben and Melody's apartment's been treated 3 times because the bugs are so hard to kill.
All right, hold that in place. Let's go.
And today, it's treatment number 4. I tag along with Brett Johnston, the pest control guy.
It will be uncomfortable.
Okay.
And very flattering.
Ow!
Breathing hard again. Still see? You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Ben and Melody feel their landlord should cover the cost of these treatments, $300, but the landlord refuses. In a letter, she accuses them of bringing bed bugs into the apartment. Impossible, they say.
We've had the same bed for 8 months. I mean, how did all of a sudden, 8 months goes by and all of a sudden our bed has bed bugs? I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
They've got a brand new bed. They hadn't been traveling or staying in hotels.
We weren't irresponsible. We've gone through with a fine-tooth comb. Just help us out with the bills.
Ben and Melody's landlord also warns if bed bugs are found in any other unit, she'll hold them responsible.
They've been told they're going to be on the hook if the new tenants get bed bugs. It's very interesting.
I've heard that, yes.
But hold on, in Vancouver, landlords are responsible to deal with the problem and the costs, not tenants. Ben and Melody's landlord is a big property owner in Vancouver. We try to reach her for weeks.
Hi, Ms. Brody. It's Erica Johnson calling from...
But she doesn't return our calls. So, we track her down.
Hi, Taryn Brody.
Yeah.
Hi, Erica Johnson from CBC Marketplace. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of your tenants who have a bed bug problem. Ben Amselig and Melody Sealing. I'm wondering why you won't pay for the cost of their bed bug treatment. They've had to pay over $300 to try to get the bed bugs treated out of their apartment. Isn't it your responsibility as their landlord to pay for the treatment?
Clearly, the landlord doesn't want to talk or pay the costs, something a lot of landlords try to avoid. And how about hotels? Who's responsible there when the bed bugs bite? We uncover bed bug battles in Toronto, Ottawa, and London, Ontario. None of the bitees will talk. They've settled out of court. signed confidentiality agreements. Other hotel guests nibbled on won't talk on camera either. Hotels paid hush money to keep the problem quiet. So, what's the Canadian Hotel Association have to say? President Tony Pollard says bed bugs aren't a priority.
Isn't it a health and safety issue for you?
I mean, if somebody wants to come and provide us with the resources to go out and undertake a lot of these things, then we would. I don't believe it's the issue that people are making it out to be.
That was the industry's approach in the U.S. a few years ago as the problem spread and hotels kept quiet.
Their interest ought not to be whether word gets out or not. Their interest ought to be in the health and safety of people who pay the money to stay at these places.
Peter Stamatis sees it all too often. The Chicago lawyers fought the only hotel bedbug case that's gone to trial. A Toronto brother and sister business team who took Motel 6 in Chicago to court.
While in the room, the lights are out, one of these people feels that something just isn't right in the room and turns on the light and pulls a sheet and sees that there are insects all over the inside of the bed and on himself.
The hotel was in major denial about how bad bedbugs can be.
The room had been marked by the hotel itself. Do not rent. Bugs in room. They rented it to him anyways.
And so Stamatis made some strategic legal moves. To hammer home the trauma of bedbug bites, he showed the jury photos. A jar of bedbugs.
And they knew that it was nothing to laugh at. And they knew that these insects weren't mythical creatures that are the stuff of nursery rhymes.
The case was precedent-setting. Each client received almost $200,000. The first time victims have been awarded big bucks for damages. A loud message pressuring hotels to clean up their act.
People who have been fed upon by bedbugs when they stay in a hotel feel betrayed by the hotel. They feel violated by the insects. I don't want to overstate it, but I don't think anybody gets over it completely.
Like the States, maybe we'll wake up to the problem soon. Because while the shame and blame continues, the problem spreads in hotels, apartments, and homes. And Ben and Melody, they move out to a new apartment, a place where they hope they'll finally get a good night's sleep. Checking